I just don't know where to begin. I really don't. How have you been, though? Before we even jump into this mess, and we do it daily, you okay? What's going on your side of the speaker? What day is it? Are we still in 2021? Where are you at on the roadmap? Well, here where I am, which just happens to be August 5th, 2021, that Delta virus. Oh my God, the variant connected to COVID-19. Man, it's not the beginning and it's not the end. It's a continuation. Except this time, no matter how the rest of the world is reacting to the Delta variant, those who lead in the States, they're not stopping. I mean, did you see what happened at Lollapalooza over the weekend? 4-day event. Every day, over 100,000 people were present. Oh, my God in heaven. Is it going to be a super spreader? We don't know. We just have to sit back and wait. The Olympics in Tokyo are nearing the end. Is there any news from its global decision to keep things rolling? Then you got Ron DeSantis down there in Florida, the governor. He refuses to crack down. Hey, even our own governor here in North Carolina says, you know what to do. It forces me to pick up a writing instrument, to write a letter. Dear future reader, as a daily writer, I give to you a page of history. I don't know where you are in time, and how foolish do I look thinking that you actually are there. Is it time to truly hold on, or are we ahead of the game by having the inner strength to reach towards survival more than science? These aren't the days of the roaring 20s, but rather the unrealized realities of potential regret. Hey, it's Arrow. This is the Daily Mess. I told you it was a mess. I'm a daily writer. I show up every day to write about the moment of now. Not to sit here and document history. That's not me. I'm not a historian. I'm not a journalist. Daily writing. It's living in the presence of now and just dropping a breadcrumb so that maybe one day we can come back. Maybe not. So then maybe a bird will come by. It'll eat the breadcrumb and have enough energy to keep flying. This is the Daily Mess. So many people have laid claim to the idea that life is moving so quickly. How did we get here so fast? Now, the vision that I was handed this morning was that of God, that he's plopped down on the sofa right now, and he's got the remote control in his hand. And he's going, this is boring, unreliable, not in touch with what inspires me. So he's got his finger and his thumb on the fast forward. Now, he's not turning things off. No. God has plopped himself on that sofa and is shooting through the storylines like he's looking for something attractive to inspire his emotions. We can't blame the speed of life on the digital devices that we have. Yes, we have an enormous amount of content readily available, but it's not attached to the hands of time. Literally, I have spent years respecting boredom. I have told people in so many lectures, locate boredom. You've got to find where your boredom is. Well, why? Because when you're bored, time stops almost. It feels like it. And you just can't move anywhere because you're bored. Well, learn how to activate within the avenues of boredom. Learn how to find your place of peace when everything around you just feels like, oh my God, I'm bored. I know you are. But man, the hands of time aren't going to move. And I got to pull that thought back. It's been my only escape from the speed of time. But it's not even protected by the process of easing things up to enjoy the gifts presented by the present moment of now. If living in the moment has accelerated the speed of a single 24-hour period, does what to the hands that spin so quickly? Will they soon fly off the clock? Hashtag, it's not supposed to be going this fast. What are you doing with your time? As my dad would always say, what do you have to show for your time? What are you showing? What are you creating? In all things that you're doing, if I were to walk into your place in space, how would you explain or what would you show me what you've been doing with your time? Can you answer that question? I'm not asking you to run away to go figure out how you're going to come up with something that's going to say, oh, voila, here's what I've been doing for the past 10 minutes. But what have you been doing from, let's say, December 2019 to this present place, which is August 5th, 2021. What do you have to show for your time? Well, we were in lockdown mode, and my mind, it just hasn't been there. I get that. I totally get that. In fact, I have been known to say at my lectures that I long for the day of another lockdown, because at least we had time to be together. Now that we're running free like wild monkeys, I don't see the people that I spent so much time with. Because we're running around. I live a life of windows. If there is a window of space that I can go out there and do something to make money or work with the community, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to sit around and wait for time to pound my heart into just beat up meat. What do you got to show for yourself? What are you doing? Are you rebuilding your career? Are you hoping that a 4-year degree can become a 2-year degree so you can get out there and do something different? It's time to document your path. It's time to put yourself first, so that you can understand where you are and where you have been. It's not an addiction to sit there and say, so I understand this is where your present day victory is. But what you may not understand is everything that was required to get to that present day victory. See, that's why I like to talk with authors and songwriters, because by the time they get to what has been released to us, the readers and the listeners, we don't know the story of how that lyric even came into play. Some people will tell you, well, get your own interpretation. No. Because if you ask me to develop my own interpretation of what has come from you, that's an open door for me to judge you. I'm Arrow, and that's the Daily Mess.